Hello and welcome to the 6-month leadership development method. Now, this is what we do. We run workshops with you as a leader and your teams of people across your whole organization in order to maximize the impact that your whole leadership layer has. That includes you as a leader, also your peers. So this is something that your boss is going to be super happy of, or if you're leading an organization, you're going to see just how impactful it is to think of it differently and organize differently. Now, obviously, you should know me by now, but my name is Rayan Kareem, and for the last 8 years, I've been supporting NASDAQ and FTSE 100 organizations to create customer-centric organizations where teams of equals self-organize around customer-facing problems. What that means is we create organizations where people are inspired, where they're motivated, where they're self-starters, and they work together with their teams to deliver the most impact possible continuously for their end customers. What that means is we look holistically across your business and improve how it all works. From sales and marketing to the reporting to team structures to the leadership layer, everything all in one program. Now, it does take a lot less than 6 months, but I'm here to support you for 6 months. So let me just get into it and explain a little bit more about how the program works. This is just an overview. What you're going to see in this page is lots more information about how it works, the step-by-step process. You're going to see a PDF you can buy, an online course you can enjoy, and also you can apply then for one-to-one support. So let me focus the rest of this video on the introduction for the program that we're about to go through. So you can see me here still in the corner. I'm not going anywhere, don't worry. So this program, right, this is a place where we understand that creativity is what moves businesses forward, and innovation is what allows us to increase our business results. Therefore, if you're a manager that's exhausted with always telling your staff what to do, like a childminder, you're always managing their activity, you feel like you're the only one with all the answers. It's a nightmare for you to motivate your staff. You're always going to have some high performers, but what about everyone else, right? And so you feel and you know that you're not able to really harness the full power of the knowledge that's within your organization. So this is what we do, right? We focus on the people and the interactions, not just the processes and tools that make the business happen. We also then focus on how those teams interact over which tool they choose to interact through, right? We also look at demonstrating continuous delivery of value instead of just documenting stuff. We also focus on being extremely transparent instead of having excessive oversight. We also focus on how do we navigate our business development alongside our customers instead of trying to force our customers into a particular pre-established arrangement. So we then start to listen to our customers' behavior quantitatively and qualitatively, and that means we can stop making our decisions just based off our gut, just based off our intuition. We want it backed by data, customer-based data. That allows us to get a lot better at responding to customer change instead of rigidly following our pre-established plan that's come from our own minds. That means that we can adapt quickly to our customers' changing behavior and therefore maximize the opportunities that our business is able to deliver. Now, we're going to get into how that works in just a moment, but just before I do, now at this point, I need to be honest with you, right? It can always be an uphill battle trying to motivate your staff. And that is because you're trying to extrinsically motivate them. You're trying to dangle a carrot. You're trying to whip them, right? You're trying to use fear and punishment or reward, financial reward as a way, or a promotion as a way of inspiring them. And actually what we need to do is create an environment where they can own the customer problem as a team of people that work well together so that they can really enjoy the workplace, feel that their workplace respects their decision making and needs them to add value to their customer. All of a sudden, they're intrinsically motivated to do the performance that the business needs, right? To make the customer outcomes happen, to work well with their fellow team members. So how do we do that? This is how we do it. And this is how we do it in digital transformation for FTSE 100 companies. And I'm talking massive UK banks, massive banks in Brazil. I'm talking American insurance companies, all banks, fintechs, energy companies, even UK government sector is now looking at this, right? Aviation, aerospace, everyone is doing this. Why aren't you? So first of all, we want to look at the vision of the organization. We need to have a customer-centered view of the vision. What do we create? Why are we here? We're here because we solve a problem for the customers. So we solve a problem for those customers, fantastic. That brings them into a new reality. So we create a future. What is that future that we create? And that's step one. Understanding what is the future of the customer that we create by our business efforts. What are we really here for? Then we look at the vision as a statement. So we'll have a good description of what the future of the customer looks like. Maybe we'll have a storyboard, but we need to also know that as a one statement. Now that's important because that allows us to understand what our OKRs are. What's our objectives and how do we measure those objectives? Financially, percentages, number of, right? How do we measure what matters? And so we don't have to excessively focus on things that maybe don't matter so much. So how do we leave behind the things that aren't adding value to our customer journey and to our levels of effort and attention in the organization? How do we increase our productivity? We do that by removing noise. To remove noise, we've got to know what matters most. So we leverage OKRs so that we're focused on what matters most. After that, we want to create the future view of the end-to-end sales and marketing system for the business. That's how business communicates to its customers, right? We need the sales and marketing funnel. New clients and existing clients, what is our framework? What's our approach? How do we take the traffic into leads, build relationships, create deep conversations around their needs and their wants and their desires and their pains and their gains? How do we make the sale? How do we deliver? How do we build the relationship after we've delivered, make them into a super fan, and then upgrade their experience, all the while adding more value and more revenue into our organization? How do we do that? We do that by having quality people. So step 3 is how do we focus on getting quality people into the organization to then grow and be nurtured by the organization? And when it's right for them, how do we get them to leave in the best possible way, right? Because sometimes people do need to leave and then they might come back. So what's that plan look like? How do we set ourselves up for success by having an amazing journey for fantastic people? Then we want to look at the principles that will allow us to navigate into the future, right? Maybe we need to just take stock of what we believe so that we all are agreed, okay, this is how we function here. These are our principles. We believe in collaboration over negotiation. Let's work together. Let's not dictate, for example. But you and your team, your leadership team, create your own principles. Then we look at how you're currently generating revenue. What's your revenue streams? How do you flow value? That's the vision. So we want to get a really good idea. What's the customer of the future? How do we put that as a statement? What's the measurement system, the OKRs that allow us to focus on what matters most? What's the future of our sales and marketing? What's the future of our HR recruitment, promotion, exit policy? What do we actually believe? How do we want to behave to make this happen? What's our principles? What's our future revenue streams and current revenue streams that we're going to keep for the future? That's what we need to take stock of first of all. Then we need to look at, okay, how are we currently performing? How long does it take for us to take an idea, a new concept, and start generating revenue? Whether that's an idea in an existing product for existing customers or a new one, how long does it take? What are all the steps that happen across the end-to-end way of that information flowing and happening? We also then take a look at how long does it take for a decision to be implemented? So do the decisions get made by the team themselves and they happen instantly, or a decision is made by management and then it takes time and meetings and governance to make them work? There's obviously a place for a minimal set of governance that is absolutely required, but otherwise you're just wasting time in unnecessary administration and you're preventing your organization making fast decisions, which is what is going to grow your business. Once we've got those 2 bits of information, we know your vision and your audit, we're moving to shaping your organizational change strategy. Now, what that means is we know where we want to be because of the vision. We know where we are because of the audit. So how are we going to approach making that happen? Now, that would be me helping you guys as a top table, as a top team, understanding the phases that you're going to go through over the next 6 months. What we then do is look at the way of experimenting. How are we going to leverage everyone in the organization, everyone's insight, everyone's knowledge, allow them to co-create together, co-own and co-deliver all of the organizational change? Well, we do that by devolving the problem to them. So that's what we do. That's what I help you do. We help you create an environment where your teams of people can start to organize around their own ideas for how that's going to increase your business results. How is your business going to get better? It's going to get better by intrinsically motivating your people. Your people will be intrinsically motivated once they are able to put forward their own ideas, to organize around them together and to make them happen together. In order to do that, you have to go through a process. So step 9 and 10 is about going through that process. Then what we do is we look at step 11. What is the minimum viable governance? What's the governance reform that you guys need as an organization in order for value to flow most effectively and for decision making to flow most effectively? So that's what we do in the leadership program, and that's why it can take some time, because if you look here, we need to take some time from various people in your organization and as a top table to get this vision really cemented. So that's going to take us around a month. Depending on your timeline, we can do it a lot quicker, but around a month, let's say. Then in the second month, we're going to have to understand our concept to cash time. How long does it take to generate new ideas and deliver them? And how long does it take us to create effective decisions? So that audit, again, I'm going to need to go and observe the organization, talk to people, and make sure that we can document how that flows. So again, that's around a month, maybe less, depending on availability of people. That then means we can get into shaping an organizational strategy which you guys as a top table believe in, can get behind and enjoy. I explained earlier that's going to look like getting your teams of people to solve this problem for you. So we need to carefully consider how those high-level phases are going to happen. This is where my experience is of particular use and value, because what is the strategy? How do you leverage an intrinsically motivating workplace? And how do you go from where you are to being where you want to be, not just internally, but also in the way that you show up for your end customers? And then we then take that organizational change strategy, the audit and the future vision to your workforce, and we create these experiments and therefore the way of working around the experiments that enable your whole organization to make this change happen. So that will happen in month 4, which then gives us months 4, months 5, month 6 to really embed these changes, get you guys as an organization into a regular rhythm of improving holistically, working together as equals to solve your common customer problems, to change the governance structures, to improve your concept to cash time, to increase your decision making, to improve your hiring and promotion policy, to introduce new revenue streams, to improve your sales and marketing funnel, to make sure that the measures that you're focusing on are the ones that matter. So that is, in a nutshell, our leadership development over 6 months method. If you're familiar with Agile development, a lot of this stuff and Agile leadership mechanisms, that is where the bulk of this information is coming from. But I've also then merged it with other aspects from my experience that I know really work well. So it's not a completely solely Agile for Agile's sake. It's not that at all. This is really about systemic improvement, systemic change in creating an intrinsically motivating workforce where people show up and they perform because they feel like they are a part of the business, because they're a part of turning that customer problem into a new reality, and they're inspired to go to work and make that happen. So what you're going to see on the page, obviously on here, you're now going to see the video that we're doing right now. When you scroll down, you'll see there's a book here. Again, it's only £1. You can buy that through PayPal just by clicking that button. You go down to the online course. Again, it's $4.99. You go step by step through every module, and that will allow you to implement this yourself, and you'll have those videos forever. And you can also then go to one-to-one support, and you can apply now, which will take you to an enrollment call with me where we can discuss the specific needs of your business, how we're going to implement this leadership development method, and we can agree on a relevant price point and way for the finances to work. So, thank you for your time. I really look forward to hearing from you. I really can't wait for your feedback on the book. I know you're going to get so much value from that online course, and I can't wait to work with you on a one-to-one basis. I'll see you there. Bye-bye.